Hello, I'm Ross Noble and I'm going on a Devon adventure with Austin Vince. So who is Austin Vince? Well, he's one of the world's most respected round-the-world motorcycle adventurers, filmmaker, history teacher and ex-British Army officer.
Now, people know Ross as a stand-up comedian, but what they don't know about him is that he's a gifted dirt bike rider. And I mean really, really good. We're doing a journey that can only be done on dirt bikes. We're going to be off the grid, under the radar, rough camping and totally self-sufficient.
So forget about going off the beaten track. We're going off the track that comes off the track that comes off the track of the beaten track.
What Ross doesn't know is that some of the things I've got planned are frankly unconventional.
What Austin doesn't realise is that because it's Devon, we're going to be eating nothing but rice pudding. I've packed my bike full of the stuff.
My bike of choice for this kind of adventure is called a trail bike. Nimble, cheap, discreet. But there's been a vogue recently for a new kind of machine called an adventure bike. Well, it sounds good in principle, but these things are unwieldy, massive, incredibly expensive, and if you make even the smallest scratch on them, it costs a fortune to repair them. Luckily, no one I know would ever ride one. I've got the kit, I've got the bike, let's go!
Hello!
What a treat! Right, Ross, welcome to Devon.
Hey.
Right, I've got all the camping gear. I know what we're doing, and you've got the food.
Yes, you're going to need that.
Okay, and you, my friend, for what I've got planned, are going to need this.
Okay. Right, where are we going first?
Well, that would be telling, but before we do anything, we've got to go and meet John Harvey from the TRF. And he's going to tell us a little bit about some of the tracks and trails that we're going to be following over the next couple of days.
Oh.
John, this is Ross.
Hi.
Hiya Ross, you alright?
Great. Can we sit on the bench?
Yeah,
Hey.
come join me.
And so who are the TRF then?
Trail Riders Fellowship,
Yep.
looking after the interest of trail riders who like to get out and enjoy the countryside, exploring on their bikes, just like you guys are doing today, really.
Right, okay. And then so Austin's got all these exciting and somewhat secretive places that he wants to take me to, all on these green roads. And so what are the rules then? What's the score with where we can go?
Yeah.
What's
Right, where you can go is pretty much any byway or UCR. They're the two general classifications of roads that you can
What's the
ride.
UCR again?
It's an unclassified county road. It's a bit of an old term, but it's what's used to name unmetalled roads essentially. They can and may not have tarmac on them.
Right.
So you have an unsurfaced unclassified county road, which is a bit of a mouthful.
right?
But in essence, they're the same thing in so much as that they're on the list of streets, which means that they're legal roads
Right.
for motor vehicles.
All public.
All public vehicles,
Right.
carriageways, as no different to every road that we ride today.
Right.
The only difference being that these haven't been subjected to tarmacking.
Right.
That
okay.
is the only difference. So they're a road that hasn't been tarmacked. They are fascinating things at the end of the day. You know, every lane is unique. There's a story behind each lane, why they exist, and you know, they've served a purpose, albeit that purpose might have fallen by the wayside. But that's the same with the canals and many footpaths and bridleways. We live in a time of recreation, and this is what we're doing.
Exactly.
So from here, this amazing valley, we can take these roads all the way up there, can't we?
No.
Looks nice though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where are we?
Well, as you know, we're on the outskirts of Plymouth, in gorgeous Devon. And it might seem like we're just in the countryside in the middle of nowhere, but there is a very special reason for this.
No. We are in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere.
No.
That's why it seems like it, and you won't tell me where we're going.
I can't tell you where we're going, Ross, because it's slightly secret, it's restricted, it's protected by all sorts of Ministry of Defence.
What you're saying is, it's illegal.
No, I think illegal is too strong a word, but I think it's on a need-to-know basis. I can't tell you exactly where it is, you'll just have to trust me.
Okay then.
Right, let's go. What's so funny, Ross?
Right.
Right, we're here, we'll be in no time.
So this is why we brought the rope.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Are you ready?
Now, can I just ask, have you checked to see if the door's open?
Yeah, the door's locked. Yeah, so you're from around here?
Awesome.
All right, how do you know about this?
Through friends who've been here.
What have you heard about getting in?
To go down through the moat, there's a tunnel near the end.
Yeah, there's a what they call sally ports.
Yeah.
Which is where they used to have formal, entrances or exits, formal breaks in the wall, with a massive iron door that padlocked. That kept it. That meant that French people in the moat couldn't, and other nationalities as well, couldn't get into the fort. And the last time I was here, they were locked and padlocked.
So when
They
was
used
that?
to be. In the 80s, they definitely were open.
No, this was.
Great. Well,
What,
good.
about
I
3
know
months
exactly
ago?
what you mean. It's about 400 meters from the bridge, following the moat around. You'll find it.
You know, so.
Yeah, we're going to go down there later on and film. But
So you reckon it's open and you want to climb the wall? So they're going to tunnel under. You think our best bet's climbing up that there?
Yeah. Well, they're old, aren't they? And he's not properly dressed for action or anything.
So you
I don't mean he'd come here for some action. But,
oh God, that's the last thing we want. We don't want to climb over the wall.
in fact, it's like a massive dogging commune, like hundreds and hundreds of people in Victorian garb. Thanks. Lightning reaction. Right. Okay. There we go. There we go. Right.
This is a man who basically wants me to trust him to get over this wall. Oh God, we're all gonna die.
Ross, you're so negative. I can't believe it. We're doomed. How do you think? Where's that Blitz spirit, or whatever it is, Dunkirk spirit? Now then, look, the first thing to not muck up is never assemble the grappling iron that way around.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, but there weren't any big walls on Dunkirk. Were there?
Right. Are these identical? Yeah. No, they're not. They go a certain way around.
You've just said don't do it that way around.
Oh, isn't threaded?
You just said it's the other way, isn't it?
Right. No, that's it. That goes down there.
No, because look, that's where the rope's going to be. There.
Right behind there.
Yeah. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
So when you throw it onto the rope, oh God. And you sure we shouldn't just check to see if there's like a door open?
Here we go. That's the bit we're meant to be grabbing on. Oh. Bit lower, Ross. Bit lower, Ross. Okay.
That's it, you up. Right. Well, you can just get it. That's it. Get it, because that hook's gonna...
Right, wait a sec. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Jesus. It's worked. It's worked.
It's actually... Oh God.
Oh, so close.
It was close.
That was a bit weird though.
Oh, it was a bit weird. What was we pulled on the rope and the
No,
hook
but we
came
were
flying
pulling
back.
We were pulling like mad and it didn't budge, and then it budged suddenly. Okay.
But the thing is, once we're on that, because this is the thing. Once we're on that ledge there, you've only got to get from there to the next bit as a.
That's
you know what I mean?
that's the climb, yeah. Well, the same here. If you could stand on that slot to the right of the breeze block arch, and you'd only have to climb the last bit. Okay, here we go.
If we just bought a sledgehammer, we could have just knocked those breeze blocks in and then.
So what we're trying to do is keep this in your hands.
This needs to be longer though.
Yep. You should be pulling the one that the green rope is on.
Yeah. No.
Hey guys.
Oh, shut up. How did you get in?
Yeah!
If you keep going round the back, somebody's knocked in a bricked up area, a small hatchway you can climb in.
Are you like special forces or something?
If those people had emerged at the top just as that, look at it. Especially if you'd put it on the wing, it would have just flown towards the back. We would have imagine if we'd been
Pulling on it,
and a woman.
Oh! 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 Yeah, they went down the floor. Yep, that's it. Right, one more chuck. Here we go.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Was it open?
Yeah.
Right.
Leave it open for you.
Yeah, please, yeah, please do.
So what is this then? What?
I'll tell you when we're inside. Okay, Ross, this is This is Britain's very own Machu Picchu, almost invisible from the outside. And in here, the remains of what are known as Palmerston's Follies. They're a necklace of massive mid-Victorian fortresses built not around the entire coastline of Britain, but just in small kind of girdles going around the major naval installations in fear of a Napoleonic invasion.
They've never been used.
The great white elephant, never been used. All of the gun positions are facing north to Dartmoor. The fear was that a French army would go around the Cornish Peninsula, land up at Ilfracombe and Minehead, advance overland over Dartmoor and attack Plymouth in a relatively surprise raid from its undefended rear. And ironically, of course, history repeated itself in Singapore. That's exactly what the Japanese did.
Yeah, well, I know about this. The Japanese, they rode in on bicycles. Did you know about this?
No.
Yeah. Well, so what happened was all the guns were pointing out to sea.
Exactly.
They were all pointing out to sea, and then the Japanese, but basically the guns, they couldn't turn around.
No, they were all in fixed fields of fire.
So basically, they were all there waiting, and they just heard, bring, bring. They went, oh no!
So that's the British embarrassing tactical balls up of 1941. But hang on, in 1854, they had it worked out. They went to enormous expense to defend the port from an inland attack. Yet, within 100 years, that would have been forgotten.
Right.
Right, let's have a look round.
I don't mean to alarm you, but we're trespassing on military land, and they've called in helicopter support. There's a chopper just coming in.
That's the least of. I'm sure it's just Devon Air ambulance.
Probably. A debonair ambulance.
A very debonair ambulance. Yeah.
Hello there.
It's flying.
Hello there. A man has fallen down and has broken his silver cane.
We'll send a butler immediately.
Send a debonair ambulance. Just found these, and they're not used. What the hell is that?
Right. Now, if we go down here,
Yeah.
the incredible thing is that you come out in something that feels like this,
Right.
because we're on the side of a hill.
Yeah.
So this tunnel goes down parallel to the surface of the hill. It's not going down underground. It's a constant depth beneath the ground.
You can't remember the way we came, can't you? All units are to conduct a risk assessment prior to commencing their training. Yep, that'll be fine. What? I just kicked that grenade off the edge and it seemed fine.
Right, so this is it, Ross, the money shot. This is a Moncrief disappearing gun emplacement.
Wow, so the gun's actually disappeared.
Well, not in the David Blaine sense, no, it's...
Oh, so the gun's not actually here now. Because I was about to go, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
So the disappearing gun concept was developed after the siege of Sevastopol in the Crimean War in the 1850s, and the Russians made a terrible mistake of having their big artillery pieces kind of at ground level, and they'd load them all up and all that, and snipers and stuff like that were able to kill their artillerymen. So a British artillery officer called General Moncrief, he came up with the idea with creating a safe haven for the gunners.
Yeah.
And they did all the stuff here, loading all the gun, and they'd get all ready, get the charges in, all that sort of stuff. Then there'd be a massive counterbalance. They'd use a lever and just go, "Whoa!" And then the whole thing would cantilever up, and then the nozzle, the barrel, would be pointing at the enemy. They'd fire the shot, boom, and then best of all, the recoil of the cannon going off would go, and it would reset itself,
right, okay.
almost like a semi-automatic weapon,
Right.
but at a howitzer kind of level. So that's in the 1850s, 1860s. The problem was, of course, that within 40 years that was obsolete because this entire complex is open to the air, and once airplanes were invented,
Yeah.
these guys were doomed. You couldn't have a fortress like this anymore. And then we went to the next level, which was reinforced concrete, Maginot Line, Atlantic Wall, fortresses of Verdun, all that kind of thing. So it moved on. Look at this thing here, the actual original spindle from 54, and that is obviously machined. And look, hey, can you look? I need my specs. Who made this?
Oh.
Look, check me out. 7-inch Moncrief. So this is the spindle, and you can see it would have had a range of movement of about 45 degrees, something like that. And they moved it all around with massive blocks and tackles attached to these embedded eyelets. And you can see a few of them left over from back in the day. But I think Devon has more to offer.
Yeah, this is impressive. I like it. Is the next thing we're going to look at any more legal?
It is. Well, yeah, it is. It's all vaguely legal.com, but we're going to have to do some writing to get there.
I'd just like to point out that this programme is in no way endorsed by the makers of this rice pudding. Don't show the logo. They haven't paid for it.
The logo.
If they paid for this, we'd be showing it off. But look at that barcode.
Oh, if anyone's got a barcode reader, they could pause it. This is on a warm day like this. I'm really
I
enjoying.
love the fact that that's what you would do at home. You go, I wonder what
Product?
Devon-based rice pudding company that they're eating. Pause. Bleep. Ha ha.
Right, so this is going to be where the camp spot's going to be. What are you doing? Like something out of the Bible. I think that's about 9 tubs of rice pudding I've had today.
I'm starting to think that the next time I go to the toilet, I'm going to produce some sort of arancini ball. I got woken up by some bird that was like...
Oh yes, I'm mad.
Yeah, some mad bird that was going like...
I didn't recognise that at all.
Yeah, it was a bird that sounded like it was going, no, 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 no.
A cockney bird.
It was like some sort of ghostly cockney who was judging where we were camping. No, no, no. You've done it all wrong.
Water. Off-road, let's go. Okay, I think we're there. Hang on, give it a little just to see if we're all live. Okay, yeah, I said a little, not like a massive,
A little,
trying to mark it out.
a little.
Yeah, just a little ding. You've done it now.
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah.
Okay. Moment of truth. Hang on, stay away now, I'll give you some beans.
Fire up. Boom! We've got it going. Sorted. Oh, what we've learned from this is when we're setting up the camp in the dark, we are not using the extensive lighting system on the bike anymore. Outside the miniature pony centre, and we could just hear That's exactly the same thing that visited me in the night last night. Someone's left the gate open and one of these miniature ponies is sneaked out, come in, giving me a bit of hassle and then let himself back in.
It sounds like Blakey from On the Bosses.
Meh. Meh, I'll get you, butler. That pony was meant to be out 20 minutes ago.
This is Richard, he's my team leader.
Hello.
Hi there,
Nice
how's
to
it
meet
going?
you.
I'm Ross, this is Austin.
Hi Richard.
Hi, nice to
Great,
meet you.
thanks for having us today.
Cool.
I'm really excited.
Yes, we're just discussing what we're after is we'd like to find out as many interesting facts about miniature ponies, and then the other thing is this week we're eating nothing but rice pudding. So we got this is traditional rice pudding, right?
Okay.
And then this is rice pudding. They've done this new thing. Some say that it's the most beautiful food ever. Others say it's abomination against nature. It's rice pudding, but it's got Devon custard through it.
Okay.
So it's local. It's all local. So what we were hoping to do is we thought, as a way of to see which is better, we thought if we were to smear our faces with it, and then one of us will have the custard, one of us will have the regular rice pudding, and then we'll get a pony and then see which one it's more attracted to. I mean, I think Austin's got a more lickable face than me. So
I think the hairs will put the pony off, you see.
So we might have to do it twice. So we might have to do a flavour each, wipe, and then swap. So is that doable?
You're very brave.
Alright,
Companies.
I've just got rice bit. See, on my one...
See, look, the rice adheres.
Yeah, well, in the sun, on my one, there's the bed of custard is at the base of the tub. So I can't... You've got to do it properly, so you don't just paste first. God, it smells amazing. Here they come, here they come. God, I'll have eaten this all myself first. Alright. What about, have you got any in your hair? I can't really see it. Yeah, I don't think you look scary enough. To the child catcher.
Like the singer detective. Right, okay.
Slow, steady.
All four. Right.
Hello.
Hang on, we need just one horse though, don't we?
Yeah.
Hang on, this one. You're right. Come on, son.
The grass is no horrible old grass.
Right, so this
the
one.
fresh from the Devon Creamery.
Come on. He's not bothered.
What we've done wrong is we haven't chosen an animal that's famous for its love of dairy products.
That's very true.
We've chosen the animals because they were so lovely to look at.
Oh.
Hello. Hello. You want some lovely custard rice?
Oh, he's got me arse crack now.
Custard rice.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, so is this one here? It must be like a stronger smell sensation. Hello. You know nothing.
Oh.
There we are. That is no, just smelling. No licking yet. Have a little lick. Not too bad, is it?
Oh, excuse me.
No, even he's that close. They're not. There's clearly. Maybe they're not quite as fresh as
Oh,
they make
get
them.
out me bum crack, will you?
Hello.
Jesus.
Can you tell which one's nicest? Absolutely indifferent.
I feel like an old railroad man getting on board at the end of an age. The station's empty and the whistle blows. Things are faster now, this train is just too slow. And I know I can walk along the tracks. It may take a little longer, but I'll know how to find my way back.
All right, let's check this place out. Now then, the beauty of the abandoned railway and the abandoned station is that all of this all looks a bit rubbish now, but this small line was on paper a minor branch line, but it had a kind of like very cool secret thing about it.
Oh yeah.
So you know, the main Great Western Railway goes from Exeter down to Torquay and Newton Abbot, that kind of way, and it runs along the coast at a place called Dawlish.
The bit that fell into the sea.
Exactly.
Yes.
That section of line, super scenic, super favoured and lauded by railway photographers for years. It's like all the classic shots up there. Since it's been built, has been a victim of the weather. And when it got closed, which was like quite frequently, every couple of years, this railway was the only way to get a mainline Great Western Express from Exeter into Cornwall. This was the only other east-west route.
Right.
And now it looks rubbish, but it was, in its day, it saved the day.
How long has this been closed down?
Well, it's funny you should say that. It closed on this day, today, on this day in 1958. And rather weirdly, it was only actually built in 1905. So it was a real Johnny-come-lately.
Right.
You know, given that something like 98% of the UK rail network was built by 1890.
Yeah.
This is one of the last railways built in the UK, and it only lasted 50 years. So if you see a railway map of Britain in 1926, it is unbelievable. It's so dense. It's like somebody's daughter has taken a felt tip and it's just gone berserk.
Right.
And you've said to the kid, "I'm going to come back in 5 minutes. I want that page covered in lines."
Right.
And it's an extraordinary sight. And you think, my God, it's like there was a station everywhere.
Yeah.
And
damn you, Dr. Beeching.
don't get me. I'll stand up for Beeching.
Yeah.
But Beeching was simply a high-end technocrat, highly intelligent man, who was told to deliver a report on the state of the railway's finances.
Right.
No more, no less. And have you read the Beeching report?
No.
Okay, I've got an original copy at home.
Why does that not surprise me?
It doesn't surprise you.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Quite rightly. It's incredible to read it.
Yeah.
Because if you're anything like, well, we're not quite the same age, but if you're my age and you grew up with train, I had a train set and it was all great and steam engines were great and Thomas the Tank Engine and Fly Scotsman, Mallard, all that stuff, all that iconography, that British cultural identity. When they were putting this together in the late 50s, the country was certainly the country's transport infrastructure, which was almost completely railway, canal and British road services based, was totally under Union control. And freight haulage on the motorway. No, it was Eddie Stowbar. It was private enterprise. It was totally unregulated. That's why there's no railways left anymore.
It's nearly dark.
It's just my opinion, though.
Where are we sleeping?
Oh,
I found this.
yeah, trophy. Wow, I can't believe I didn't see that coming.
What you see? What you should
Is that it's haunted?
What you what? by a pheasant, a ghost pheasant. What you should have done there,
Ghost pheasant.
at the moment that appeared, and you went, "Oh, I'm being attacked by an animal." What's the first thing you need to do in this situation?
Cover yourself in rice pudding.
Nice pudding.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
There we go.
And all I could do was just scream like a baby.
You know, I honestly thought you're either going to fall off the side of the platform or impale yourself on that spot.
Rice pudding.
That's cooking up a treat. In which case, send my regards to Muhammad Anwar. So.
Perfect, exactly great. Good, lovely. Let's get the tarp up quick. Get the bedding set up type thing, and then if it starts raining, that's all like done, and then we can get into the campfire. Is that right? Oh, fuck that. Bloody hell. Oh, Ross, it's all over my face and everything. Like now. Right, offer it into the bottom. Whoosh! Boom!
Wow.
Now that is the Adventure Motorcyclist fire. Time spent learning about the one match fire in the Scouts is wasted for the man that's gonna... Now, Ross, now go and find the monster. Find the monster.
Bear Grylls spends 15 minutes just rubbing sticks together. You let that fire in what, 5 seconds?
It was the miracle of hydrocarbons.
Amazing, isn't it? I mean, you are actually sitting in the fire and you are doused in petrol. Doing a sound check, and I got to sit there, me and the sound guy, in this studio whilst and that's all you need to know about that story.
Do you know the story about the about DPM material, where it came from?
DPM?
Disruptive pattern material.
Is that what this is called?
Yeah, it's the official name of it. Yeah. So there's a certain grace to all of the little shapes. It's not. I think if you study it, it doesn't look as just like somebody's like a 5-year-old's been given a brown, a green, and a black paintbrush. You can see that actually the chocolate, the green, and the black sections are all interlocking on a beige background.
Yeah. Yeah.
So beige is the base colour, weirdly. And the other thing to notice is see the way the way that the colours blend into each other with the small dots.
Oh,
see at the edges.
Yeah, I see that.
It peters out at the edges with the dots. And this is the first generation of DPM that came out in it was developed in the late 60s by a designer called River Ross. I think that although pieces of military equipment shouldn't have too much romance attached to them, you have to remember what they're all about. What's, I think, a delight is that this is, in its way, a work of art, and it was created by an artist, not by a soldier.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, River Ross was designed all sorts of lovely things, and this was just another commission for her, you know.
The fact that, you know, her most famous work is something that
Hasn't got a name on it.
hasn't got a name on it, and also is the artwork itself. The point of the artwork was for people not to see
for not to, you know, the very fact that we're looking at camouflage in this detail is the very thing that it wasn't designed in the first place. In fact, this is an interesting thing. I was doing some gigs for the troops in Afghanistan, right? And at Camp Bastion, they've got these massive vehicles moving around the place, and at night, so like somebody got run over, and you know, you hit somebody in one of them big vehicles, you'd never know. So everyone at Bastion after dark had to wear a reflective belt. So you had to wear like a reflective belt. So basically, everyone was wearing a reflective belt over the top of their camouflage in order that they could be seen.
Well, they call that military intelligence, don't they?
Yeah.
Let's hit the road.
You're a roller, not a folder.
Well, as I always, you gotta know when to roll them, know when to fold them, know when to stuff them in, and know when to place. You never put your thermarest down on very spiky ground, or it'll puncture through the membrane and you won't get a good night's sleep. That's the song. And we can come together with the membrane on the ground.
Tie a yellow membrane round the Oh, that sounds horrible.
Membrane, 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 membrane. I'm begging of you, please provide me with some form of
thin molecular veneer.
Warwick Davis is always the last one to get up of a morning. Shocking. Right, Austin, where are we off to now?
End on a high note, Ross. I'm going to show you the most picturesque view in Devon.
Let's go.
Well, Ross, that's Devon out of the way. Where next?
Follow me. I've got an idea. How are we going to untie that camera from that pigeon's leg?
I don't know, Ross. I can't wait to get back on solid food.